Kevin, what does it feel like to be back in the MacRory final?
Well, it feels great. It's my first MacRory final with the school. It hasn't quite sunk in yet. We weren't really, I suppose, thinking too much about it. We knew we had a big task ahead of us tonight. But now that we're in it, we'll have to start planning for it.
To come out at the end of 2 hours of football and win by a point in circumstances so similar to the last match, where a free from the sideline over the bar and you're in the final, you couldn't write the script for that.
No, because we often tell the boys that no two games are going to be the same, to expect something completely different, and in many respects tonight's game did start off the same as last week. Bessbrook raced into a 4-1 lead. We then, with about 10 minutes to go, we thought it was looking good for us, and then they kept coming back at us. It was swinging one way and then the other, and I think we drew on that experience from last week. We weren't going to make the same mistake again, and give great credit to Kevin Small. He stood up at the end. He took responsibility. He's a senior member of the team, and we left it between him and Daniel to decide who wanted to hit the free. Daniel had been hitting him well all night, so in hindsight it was a good decision. It worked out.
It was all about character at the end of the day, wasn't it? From both teams. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, there's great character showing from Bessbrook as well. They kept coming back at us. A couple of very classy forwards on show, and anytime they got the ball, they looked dangerous. But we had two good men on them as well, and then up front we have some class of our own.
There were times during that game where you'd have thought you were out of it almost, and then back you came again, never give up.
Yeah, but like the last day as well. I mean, we were 4 or 5 points down, and the boys showed their battle and qualities. That's a wee team that never say die. They got to a Ranafast final a couple of years ago, so they have a wee bit of form, and that team coming up through the school and narrowly beaten that day. So we knew we have plenty of quality there. As Kevin says, there's lots of quality in the forward line, but it's a matter of getting your hands on the ball round the middle. But all credit to Bessbrook, 2 fantastic games. But you don't expect anything less from a team taken by John Rafferty, full of passion, full of heart. And John came into the change rooms after the match, and he was very magnanimous and spoke brilliantly to the boys. And we all really appreciated that.
It was a tremendous advert for schools football.
A brilliant advert, both games. I mean, talk about blanket defences and talk about packing defences, but 2 good high-scoring games, lots of missed chances as well. Very open, very fair, hard. I mean, all the sort of adjectives that you'd use to describe schools football. Super advert, and if you're at a miss for something to do on St Patrick's Day, you could do worse than coming and watch the final.
Speaking of the final, the last time you were there was 2003. You'll be looking to redress the balance.
Well, this will be our 3rd final, so maybe 3rd time lucky. We were beaten in the last 2. 2003, beaten by our neighbours, Magherafelt, who went on to win the Hogan that year, and we were very disappointed. We didn't think it would take as long to get back into a final again, but finals are to be won, and we'll sit down now tomorrow as a management team, and Kevin will have the homework done on the opposition, as he always does, and we'll set about our schedule now for the final, and we'll be well prepared come St Patrick's Day.